Aloha everyone, this is Lenora, Hawaii's Pickle Lady. Today I'm showing you 3 different ways of making Oong Choy. Oong Choy is also known as swamp cabbage, and this is what it looks like. You see it has holes in it, but I got this from Chinatown and they only have the small type. I like the ones that the holes are bigger, like the size of a fat chopstick. But that's okay, I use this. So what I did was I washed it really well and then I cut it up into pieces, or you can just break it. Now I have the skillet on that's very hot. So I'm just gonna put about a teaspoon of oil, not too much. And then I'm gonna kind of whisk it around. This is a good skillet, it doesn't really stick. And then I have here a mortar and pestle, which I call a pounder. And I use this a lot because it just makes it easier to grind up things. So I have here about a teaspoon of garlic, and I'm going to put it in the hot oil. And then I'm going to kind of just fry it a little bit. And this is a very fast dish. You can just do it in a few minutes and it's good to go. This was at home. My mom used to make it every so often. And also, if you had a stream nearby, a very shallow place, you could grow it in water. And it was very good. I've seen it grown on land too, but usually it's grown in water. I guess that's why it's called a swamp cabbage. Just a little bit more till you have the fragrance of the garlic coming out. Then the Oong Choy package was really big, so it had 2 pounds, so I divided it into 3. So that's why I'm making 3 different dishes, just to show you how. So now it's very sort of like a little bit brown and crispy. So now I'm just going to put the cabbage in. And it shrinks a lot. It looks like there's plenty, but it'll go down quite a bit. Just like when you cook spinach. And it only takes a few minutes. And there's some water in the cabbage, so you don't have to worry about it drying out. I'm just gonna mix it up until it's all softened and nicely sauteed. You probably can order this in restaurants, especially in Hawaii where it's very popular. I don't know about here in Las Vegas. Now what we're using today is what we call shrimp paste or shrimp sauce. And I bought this from Chinatown in a jar. It lasts a long time, and you see how fine it is? And this keeps almost forever because all it is shrimps that are in salted water or just salt, and it's fermented. And you don't need too much because it's very strong, but people who aren't used to the smell might say, wow, this is really strong, but you don't put that much or it'll be really, really fishy, just to get the flavor. Okay, so it's nicely softening. So I'm going to make a space in here. I'm just going to put about a small spoonful of the fish paste. Like I said, you don't need too much. And this fish sauce shrimp sauce doesn't need refrigeration, so you can just keep it in the cupboard because the salt preserves it. Okay. Now I just kind of can smell it already. And just kind of mix it up. Soy sauce. Okay. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of soy sauce, not too much because it's already kind of salty. Just about a quarter teaspoon or so. And just stir it up. And it's done. Now I'm going to put it in a dish. Let's see. Turn the stove off. Of course, if you had a big bunch, you'll have more, but this is good for 1 or 2 servings. The next Oong Choy recipe I'm making is with fermented bean curd in chunks. It's very soft, so a chunk is maybe about 1 inch cube. So again, what I'm going to do is put about a teaspoon of oil. Swish it around. Add some garlic. Maybe about a spoonful, and 1 clove of garlic mashed up. Okay. Saute this a little bit. Get a little brown. Now add in the Oong Choy. Just mix it up. Just takes a few minutes to cook, just like the other one. Almost done. Everything's pretty much softened, so I'm just going to make a space in the center and put about a spoonful of the fermented bean curd, maybe just a little bit more. It's kind of salty, so try not to use it. As kids, my mother used to put it on a little dish, and then we used to put a little oil and sugar, mix it up and eat it with rice, and it was very delicious like that. Okay, just mash up the bean curd. And because it's a little salty, I'm going to put a little bit of sugar. Just a dash. Okay? And then now you mix it all up. Just make sure it's all mixed up. It's a little different taste from the shrimp paste, but it's also very good. And probably in a restaurant you won't find this dish because it's really a home kind of cooking. Okay, turn the stove off and let's put it in a dish. And plate it, and it's done. Quick and easy. Okay, the third Oong Choy recipe is a Burmese style. Burma is now known as Myanmar, but they still call it Burmese food. Okay, so I've heated up a pot this time because it's more liquidy. So about a tablespoon of oil. Swish it around, and then I have here in the pounder. I'll transfer it to a bowl, but this way I don't have to use the food processor. I just smash it all up after I peel the garlic. So about a tablespoon of garlic. Put it in the hot oil, and some onions, about half a cup. Stir it all up, and then Burmese like to use something called turmeric, which is a very good antioxidant. It comes in a jar like this. Costco sells a big jar, but you know, whatever way you use it. I use it quite a bit because of the Southeast Asian cooking. So I'm just going to sprinkle some, maybe about half a teaspoon or so. Goes a long way. And I'm going to turn it down. It makes it a bright yellow, so it's not food color. All the Southeast Asian curries and things are cooked with turmeric, which gives it a nice yellow color. Now I've taken some dried shrimp that I've just ground up, didn't soak it or anything, the best quality shrimp, and I'm just gonna mix it all up a little bit. Then to give it some liquid, I'm going to add about a cup of tomatoes chopped up. And then, after this cooks just a second, I'm going to get a little water. This is really good with rice too. This is one of my favorite dishes also. Burmese, they use a lot of garlic, ginger, shrimp. They use fish sauce, they use dried shrimp. And I like the flavors combined. So then, all I do is I put in a bunch of Oong Choy or swamp cabbage. And again, this will shrink. Looks like a pot full, but it'll shrink to less than half, I think. Then you kind of mix it all up. This is kind of soupy, so it goes very well with rice and curries and anything else. Remember, Burmese use a lot of what they call curries, but it's not the yellow type of curry that you buy in the bottle. They mix up their own. And so Thai, Vietnamese, Burma, Laos, Vietnam, they all use about the same ingredients, but it's interesting how everyone cooks it differently, and the tastes are really good. So this will take maybe a few minutes. To help it out, I'll just add some water, maybe about 1/3 of a cup or so, or 1/2 a cup. Okay. And then I have some fish sauce, which I will add maybe about a tablespoon or so. Burmese eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of side dishes that they have. Very little meat. I guess that's why most of them are pretty nice and slim. And they also don't eat a lot of sweets too. And sugar is not something that's ordinarily used in most of their foods. Okay, then actually I'm just gonna let this cook. I'm gonna cover it and let it cook for about 20 minutes, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, this has been cooking for 10 minutes, and actually I forgot that you use some tamarind, and it comes in a bag like this. It's called wet tamarind, or sometimes it's called tamarind candy, and you see it's very compact. The skin is removed and the seeds are there. So what I did was I soaked some in some water, and all the seeds are there, and I've kind of mushed it up. So now what I'm going to do, it's about 1/4 cup or so. I'm going to strain it to get the pulp out, and this gives it a little bit of a tang to the dish. Burmese also use a lot of tamarind. Sometimes if you go to Chinatown, they'll sell the tamarind fresh, but it's a lot of work to peel it and get it all like this. And maybe a package like that costs about $3 or something, and it lasts me a long time. Okay, so then just mix it up and let it cook another 10 minutes. And you can adjust the seasoning. If you think it's not salty enough, you can add a little bit salt or more fish sauce, and that's it. Now I'm gonna try the 3 dishes that I made with the Oong Choy. First one is with hamha, or the shrimp paste, and try it. Very good, not too salty. So you have to adjust the amount of shrimp paste that you use. The next one is with the fermented bean curd. It's kind of long, but it's okay. A much more milder taste, but also very good. I think kids will like this too, because it's not very strong. And the last one is one of my favorites. It is Burmese style with tomatoes, and the turmeric makes the dish yellow. Really good. The gravy goes good on rice too. So, like I said, you can make all three of these in a few minutes. Very easy. So, I thank you for watching, and if you like this video, please smash the like button below. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe and comment on YouTube, not on Facebook, so I get the credit. And mahalo for watching.